Well, Air Canada flight attendants have resoundingly rejected the wage increase offered by the airline. The union representing workers blaming the federal government, with talks now headed to mediation. CTV's Scott Hurst joins us in the latest chapter in this saga between flight attendants and their employer. They've overwhelmingly said no to the latest offer. Tell us a little bit more why.
Good morning, Jamie. More turbulence ahead for Air Canada and the union representing some 10,000 flight attendants, as you mentioned, overwhelmingly rejecting the contract offer that was on the table. In fact, more than 99%, according to the union, of its members rejecting this offer, rejecting against ratifying the company's wage offer. Even with the wage proposals and the hard-fought push for ground pay, the union argues that many of the Air Canada flight attendants it represents would still earn less than the federal minimum wage. So let's break down what was on the table. Air Canada offered a first-year increase of 12% for workers with 5 years of experience or less, and an initial 8% for more senior flight attendants. And then there were annual increases after that over the 4 years of the contract. Plus, the union had secured the hard-fought ground pay, a percentage of pay for an hour or more, depending on the aircraft, that flight attendants would get while the aircraft was still on the ground. In a statement announcing the contract rejection, the union also called into question the role of the government in all this, calling it corrosive in its reaction to quickly force the union members back to work. And of course, you'll remember, Jamie, the union members defied that order over a 3-day strike that left hundreds of thousands of passengers stranded and scrambling to make other plans.
Here, Scott. Where do things go from here, Scott?
Yeah, so Jamie, the next step is here for those with tickets on Air Canada. The thing that obviously they are interested in knowing is what will happen. And so those with tickets won't be impacted right now. The two sides, according to the airline, agreeing that no labor disruption could be initiated, and therefore there'll be no strike or lockout. So likely a sigh of relief for anyone who has tickets on Air Canada. They won't be impacted like they were several weeks ago. Now, in the meantime, the issue of wages will proceed to mediation and then arbitration if necessary. So despite the wage increases and the gains that the union was able to make on ground pay, the union in a statement also saying, Jamie, this is only the beginning. So we'll continue to follow every step along the way until the two sides are able to come to an agreement that the flight attendants, the union members, can agree on, Jamie.
We appreciate the updates. Thanks, Scott.